So in this video, I'm going to talk about gang stalking. I want to just say this. Sometimes I don't ever get discouraged because I know that God has my back. It's just sometimes it's like, it's irritating. It's just irritating. It's like, number one, my phone is being tapped. Number two, I'm clairvoyant, so I can hear. And I don't give a, like I said before, I need to stop making videos where I'm like saying something. I'm like, well, I don't want y'all to think I don't really give a fuck. I'm just being honest. I don't. And only way people can get me to give a fuck if they do some type of magic. And yes, people do magic. And if you don't believe in that, just stay off my channel. And I hate to sound so cutthroat, but it's just kind of like I said before, when you are targeting and you standing by yourself, you kind of learn how to just start. You start getting angry. One of the reasons why I like tarot readings is because they clarify a lot of things. Somebody wants you to be an angry black woman. I'm glad I hear stuff like that because it's like, okay, now I know that I'm not just tripping or whatever. I just know that people just be doing stupid stuff. Now, the psychology of gang stalking. One thing I learned about gang stalkers is that they're delusional. A gang stalker and a mason, whatever the fuck they are, whether it's a neighbor, whatever the fuck they are, they tend to be very critical and delusional. And the psychic that I went to just said that they like to judge. What is she doing? But the thing about it is, in order for you to even do something like that, you have to be delusional because you can't clearly see that something is wrong with you. And a lot of times people think that I be trying to be ugly. And in some ways I do, but sometimes I just be telling the truth, and people, they don't like to hear the truth. It's like, and what I realize about empaths and people, this is why people try to say that we weak and they play off of our, a lot of people like to play off of the kind nature of empaths. Because an empath can have this is all empaths, all real empaths, not the ones that just claim to be and they secret haters in the bed. But empaths, like, we have kind hearts. Well, somebody can say something crazy to us, we'll say it bad. Well, I'm just gonna say for Aries, for sure, Aries empath. Somebody can say something crazy to us, and then it's just like, we'll be like, okay, and then it's like done. After they do that, it's like it's done. It's like we don't go to war with people we don't trip. So when dealing with somebody, and really when an awakened empath or chosen one, when we find our purpose and we in our purpose and we know the truth about ourselves, we don't pay attention to other people. We don't give a flying fuck. And I ain't to curse, but we don't. So in order to get us to give a fuck, gang stalk, you would have to do something like that because that's a distraction. Whether people that are gang stalking, what I realize is that people who gang stalk, they don't know that they're being a distraction. They just think they being messy and petty, or maybe they do. But from what I found is, when I hear certain things, like when I'm checking them on certain things, it's like, what I notice is they just don't, it's like they act like I'm not talking to them. One girl or whatever, who's a wife or somebody of it, wife, baby mama, whatever, I never see her, I just hear her. I always hear her, I'm on one of the walls that then over here, and I'll just be in my restroom, and she, just like little ignorant stuff like that. Which, and when you do something like that to somebody who's highly intelligent, whether you think they are or not, what it does, it just make us look at you like you're stupid. To a certain extent, if it keep going on and on and on every day, it can make a person snap. But it's like, gang stalking is so covert. It's like, who are you gonna snap at? If I go outside right now, I see a group of girls standing outside, but I'm in my house, or just in general, one girl, and then for sure it's like, if I look out the window, she ain't gonna be looking from my window talking shit. It's like, people, they just do stupid, slow stuff, and gang stalkers are very, very what's the word? Gang stalkers are very, not just delusional, but they're cowards. Because, and I always tell people this, I said this last year, the reason why gang stalkers don't come up to you and they want to stay hidden and they have to talk this shit in the background and do stupid stuff is because they know for a fact that, what can they come up to you and say? Like, for example, I'm gonna give you an example. I have neighbors over here, a lot of neighbors, and whether people leave it out, I don't give a care. Somehow, some way, my phone is tapped, and readers have backed it up. But my phone is tapped. They can see everything I type in my browser. And I said that a long time ago on my channel. There's somebody in the military that I used to know told me that they could do that. But I just didn't know that they were still doing it, or I didn't know neighbors were doing it until like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But my thing is, so I just started talking to them. Like, I like to test out certain things, say certain things, test stuff out. So I type in a browser something that they're doing, and then I'll hear, just like little just like, so I just know that they doing it. But my thing is, if I'm looking up something, I'll look up something on my phone, and it's a real ignorant, stupid girl. All I hear is the ratchet voice, just saying, what is she? And it's like, but that's what I'm saying. People that I don't care if someone has a degree, had their own business. Obviously, they don't have a brain, because a person with logical common sense. Sometimes I be feeling like I'm living in another planet, because it's kind of like a person with logical common sense. It's like you explain it to them. Well, why are you in my personal business if you don't like it? Why are you? It's like they people just have serious psychological problems, and they try to put that on you. But it's like, what I found is that you just waste your time talking to people like that, because it's like that's been going on for weeks, 2 weeks, and it's like if she ain't got the point by now, then it's just like the reason why she doesn't have a point, she doesn't get the point, is because she doesn't have a brain. That would only make sense, right? That if it's like me following somebody every day, and they're like, will you leave me alone? Stop following me. Even if they're not like right up on me, they just follow me every day, walking behind everywhere I go, walking. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid? What are you doing? And they just walking behind me. It's raining. I don't have an umbrella. And they laughing because I don't have an umbrella. And I'm like, can you please fucking stop? But just imagine, and then you go into a store, they look at it, and they just will not stop. They will not stop. But of course, gang stalking is not obvious like that. You never really know who it is. You have an idea, but you don't know. In my case, because I'm psychic, it's obvious what they're doing to me. But it's just like you would have to come to the realization that a person that's doing it every day has a serious psychological problem. So nothing that you say, whether you call them stupid, dumb, stop it, it's nothing that you say is ever going to register, because a person will come a logical sense would know not even to do that in the first place, right? So I think that us as target individuals, like some people, they've been getting gang stalked, what I heard, for like 7 years, 10 years, whatever. I've only been getting gang stalked for like a year and a half or something like that. So it's like, I think the further it goes on, the more people learn how to handle it. When you first going through it, you start getting pissed, and then it's like after a while, then it's like another content creator said, you start laughing at the shit. Then it's kind of like, it's just like now, it's just like, okay, whatever. And then now I'm getting to the point where it's just like, I don't even want to acknowledge them, because it's like you realize you're dealing with people with problems. And then what I don't like is that you ask people stuff and they gas, like, I don't know, that's demonic. But then they be so quick to call you a devil or a witch or something like that. And it usually be like people that go to church or say they Christians or something like that. I don't like that, because just because you go to church, that doesn't mean anything. If you a gang stalker, you hacking somebody's phone, you being messy, you following somebody, and how can you ever say you have God in your mouth? Because God is not with you. What God? And that's when we start talking about the two different type of gods. Because remember, Satan calls himself God too. So people really need to get a clear understanding of who God is, Yahweh. Stop thinking that God is just like a picture perfect person who don't get mad, who don't go. I mean, if God created hell and God punishes people and curses generations, they let you know that he doesn't play. They let you know that God is an empath because he's forgiving, but they let you know that God is more cutthroat than the empaths are. Because empaths, we don't really take revenge like that. God is the seer of the universe. So if he curse your family, if he curse your bloodline or whatever, if he does all this stuff, allows certain things, slavery, all that other stuff, then they let you know that he just, how he feels about people that are evil and stuff. So that's just something to really think about. People just, they think, people, one thing I tell you, if you ever see me talking crazy to somebody, it's because I know something about them that's very evil, and I don't give a damn how old you are. I see a demon when I'm talking to you. One thing I don't like, I like people that do stuff and then they sit up there and act like they're innocent. What? I would never do that. Only a demon would do something like that. So if people wondering, oh, she disrespectful, no, I'm not talking to somebody disrespectful or an angelic person. I'm talking to a demon. So when you're doing something like that and you know that you care to a person, you're not looking at that person outer appearance, you're looking at the demon inside of them, you know. So it's just like I said before, one thing I learned about gang stalking is no reasoning with them. Nobody's ever going to come up to you and be like, well, this is what's going on. They're not, their whole job is to drive you crazy. And even if they don't think they're doing it. The other day, like I said, the walls are thin over here, and plus I'm clairvoyant, so sometimes I hear them. They were hacking through my phone. I heard a girl over here talking about, because I was looking at somebody online that was being gang stalked. She's like, nah, that ain't real. And I'm writing in my, remember, when I write in my browser, you know, you press search, they can see it. If I don't press search, they can see it, because they all looking. And they like, oh, just like little stuff like that. And I just got back up. I've been knew they was doing for the last 2 weeks, but I just got back up from another reader that they're doing it. But when it's like, how you gonna look through somebody's phone and you see them looking at gang stalking video and you talking about that's not true, but you're hacking through that person's phone or you're looking through the phone. So that means that you're a part of gang stalking. But even if you're not following that person, that's online gang stalking. That's gang stalking. It's called like, that's like the what is it called? The eye of Big Brother's eyes. Like he's just watching. So he's working through people to watch you. People do stuff that makes absolutely no sense. Watch you in your home every day. You have to have a demon in you, even if you're not hurting the person. It's like Why would you want to monitor somebody that's inside their home chilling? Why would you want to listen in on somebody's phone call, somebody that's not a threat? You see what I'm saying? Y'all not doing it to no murders or nothing like that. You're doing it to truth tellers. So that lets you know that you're working with demons. So I don't get discouraged. It's just that sometimes it's like, dang, how long before I see the subscribers are growing up slowly, but it's just it's a fight. It's just like sometimes you just need a reminder. And even I get discouraged. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I get discouraged sometimes, but sometimes God works through people because we can't hear His voice directly. He'll talk through people. He'll use other content creators. I'll go to their page and then I'll be like, okay, and they'll give me like a little strength to get through something, or a tarot reader, a trusted tarot reader, and I'll be like, okay, well let me keep going or something. Just like me, I might say something and somebody else may say something. But one thing I realized also, we as empaths have to start judging people accordingly, like treat them accordingly. If somebody does something out of line and that we know we would never do, and I'm not talking about no forgivable stuff, people just messed up or a bad day or said something crazy. When people deliberately do something like lie on you or just in general throw a shot, knowing what you're going through in your character, not just because they having a bad day, but like really disrespectful, start judging people accordingly. It's like we empaths have a tendency to be like, oh, that's okay. We just have a naturally forgiving heart. And people look at that as weak. They don't mean go to war with them. It just means like stop fucking with certain people. Because it's like certain readers, they didn't say silly stuff on their channel. And me, I'll call your name out your channel. That's just who I am. I'm not going to throw no subliminal shot. I might let you make it a little bit or not before I like really just go hard. But I don't, and I'll find myself going back, no, what you did or whatever is you just showed the devil in you. Because there's certain things I just wouldn't do. I never see nobody being Gangstalker or Target and just deliberately in my mind be like, I don't like this motherfucker or whatever, he getting too much attention. And then just that's why he make up something or say something. Come on, man, that's showing a devil in the person. And anybody that's a reader can sit up there and say they're an empath. You're not an empath if you do something like that. Empaths are rare. They don't act like that. They're very kind-hearted. They stand in truth. We don't try to deliberately try to do anything to hurt anybody unless we're retaliating or something that somebody said or something like that. But empaths, we have a kind nature. We have to learn as empaths to, when somebody does something against us, this disrespectful. It's like that's why I said it's not really no squash and beef type. You ain't supposed to go to war, but it's like people saying silly stuff. If they show their character, judge them according to their character. And you empaths have enough intelligence to learn the difference between somebody that's just they just acting out or something like that, and they just not going through something. There's somebody that's deliberately trying to disrespect you. That's who they are. And if you let them come back around, they're gonna do it again. It happens every time. Think as an empath. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast, but as an empath, think of every time somebody disrespected you. Like, even if people are looking at through my phone and through my home, the only way I would do something like that, and I always say before I follow somebody and they have to pay me, is if they have to be a murderer, not to know for a fact they're a murderer and I'm working with the FBI or something. Other than that, it's like people, what I found is people like to disrespect people, listen in, look at their phone, do stuff that they know don't want done to them, and laugh and judge and do all this other stuff. Then the minute you say something or do something, they act like they offended and like you just killed their mother or something. But then they totally, it's like that's projecting because they just totally dismiss what they did. Before you get mad and you turn your nose up or something, ask yourself what you did to make a person do that. What caused that person to cuss you out? What caused that person to put you on blast? And then ask yourself before you get mad, well, how would you feel if it was done to you? But a righteous person of God, you wouldn't even have to tell them nothing like that, because people should know. It's just certain things I'm not gonna know. If I was in the neighborhood and I see a girl like me online is posting truth videos, I knew she was psychic and stuff like that, the only thing I would do is I would go up to her and tell her, these people watching you, blah 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 blah. It's like you couldn't pay me $1,000 even if I'm struggling to do something like that to somebody. And no real empath would do something like that, no real chosen one, because we know what it feels like to be ganged upon. It's very few solid people in this world. People like to play games, people like to manipulate other people like to try to put, that's what I'm saying. And the people that be sitting up there judging and stuff don't need to even say anything at all, just like watch in silence. If that's why I always tell people, if you're gang stalking somebody, the best thing to do is to just watch them and just report back. If you're gonna just be evil like that, how the fuck can you gang stalk somebody and talk shit about them? Nigga, you're gang stalking. I don't even give a damn if it's not working, because I'm not working right now. I had to quit my job and going through some stuff. It's not about that. It's about the fact that you're not working and you're in somebody else's personal business, or you are in somebody's personal business. That's not your personal fucking place. People need to learn how to focus on their own life. And if somebody can give you money to gang stalk somebody, that means you sold your soul. Because gang stalkers, they have no type of empathy. They have no type. No, they can look through your phone all day. They can hear readings I post all day, messages I post all day. They still ain't gonna stop. Nobody will be like, man, I did this and blah blah blah. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Nobody gonna come up to you and do it. That means that they're your enemies or whatever. Anybody that's not helping you, anybody that's watching something like that, that means that you're a part of the judgment that has to come. And judgment will come. It's just sometimes I just get tired of waiting on it.